Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Sharon Games and I work in Human Resource Services. It's 10 o'clock, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Today, for our Coup Connect topic, we're going to discuss how to separate work life from home life. Many of us have not previously worked from home or from an alternative work location prior to this COVID-19 pandemic. And the transition has been a little bit painful for some of us. So I have 8 tips that are going to help with your transition because, as you know, the stay home, stay healthy order has been extended and we're all continuing to work remotely for the next few weeks. During this presentation, I encourage you to include any tips that you have in the chat section as well. All right, so let's get started. The first tip that I want to share with you is to set boundaries. So many of us have kids, roommates, and others that live with us. We have pets, and sometimes it can be a little bit of a distraction. So we want to make sure that you let them know that when you're busy, that you're going to establish a do not disturb guidelines. This can be done several ways. One way is to put a sign on your door. In HRS, we have signs that state that we're in a meeting, and it simply just tells visitors that we're busy and we're not to be disturbed at that time. Another way could be to get your kids involved. Your kids are likely to be homeschooled right now as K through 12 is closed. So you can potentially give them an art project. I have a colleague who did that, and she had her kids make a traffic light. So if the red light was up on her door, the children weren't to disturb unless it was an emergency. If the yellow light was up, they could come in only for urgent, important issues. And then when the green light was up, they could come and go at any time. That's a great color project for your children. If they want to get a little bit more sophisticated, you could have them make a sign for your desk that has do not disturb on one side and maybe welcome on the other side so that you can switch back and forth when necessary. Of course, there may be times when you cannot shut your door. So in those situations, it may make sense to let your kids join you in your workstation. If you do join a video conference during those times, just turn your video off and make sure that you mute your audio so that you don't miss any of those scheduled meetings or trainings that you're required to attend. Lastly, ask the person you're meeting with for their understanding. If they hear your dog barking or maybe a Disney movie playing in the background, they're going to understand because they know that you're adjusting to this new normal and they're likely facing the same challenges that you are. The next tip is to get ready for work. So do your best to keep your morning routine as if you were actually going into the office. So for example, set your alarm and get up at the same time as if you were going into the office. Or if you'd like to treat yourself and sleep in for your full commute time, that works as well. So if your drive into work is 30 minutes, then set your alarm for 30 minutes later. Make sure that you're changing out of your PJs. Change out of them prior to logging in and starting work in the morning, and try to avoid changing into something too casual. I strongly consider you actually wearing your work attire as if you were going into work, because if you're too comfortable or too casual, you may fall into your normal home routine in place of a work routine. If you enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning, great, have your morning coffee. Walk the dog, work out, eat breakfast. Do everything that you would normally do prior to leaving the house if you were driving to work. Having some sort of a routine during these times is super important. Next, you should establish office hours. If you normally work 8 to 5 when you come into WSU, and you can continue to work these hours, you should continue to do so. Keeping a routine is very important. If you're not able to work a traditional work shift and you and your supervisor have agreed to work, that your work hours can be flexible, that works as well. Just make sure that you are creating and maintaining office hours, because if you don't, one of two things are likely going to happen. Number one, you may put off your work, or number two, you may never leave your work at all. Next is to set up an office area. So ideally, your workspace would be equipped with a door so you can shut out noise, interruptions, or distractions, but we know that that's not always possible. So try to set your, if that's not possible, try to set your workspace up in an area that's away from clutter, because you may be tempted to clean or organize versus doing your work. And then also try to decorate your area as if you were at the office. You're going to be there several hours each day, so you might well make it as comfortable and as inviting as possible. You should check in often, communicate. Check in with your coworkers, check in with your supervisor, make sure that your supervisor knows what's going on and what you're working on. If you are a supervisor, check in with your employees often. And then at any time, if you're feeling disconnected, sometimes you would pick up a phone and call somebody, or you may text message them. Consider a Teams video call or a Zoom call rather than doing those things, so that you can keep more connected with your coworkers and have more of a face-to-face meeting. We encourage you to keep your departmental meetings as well. There's no need to cancel meetings just because you're not in the physical office location altogether. You can still be together and just virtually together. Not only will you feel more connected, but your colleagues will likely feel connected with you as well. This next one is really important. Take your breaks and lunches. This is so important for your mental and physical well-being. Get outside to take a walk, water some plants, throw a ball for your dog, anything that breaks up the monotony of your day. And then when you do take a break, try to leave your workstation so you don't hear that chime as you receive a new email or an instant message. You will be tempted to check it, and you need to get away. You need to have your breaks. Let's see, the message is going to be there after your break. So if you find yourself unable to focus or not feeling productive, that's a good indication that it's time to step away from your work, take a quick break, take a lunch, give yourself the time away that allows you to come back and be focused and productive. The next tip, the seventh tip, is to learn new software and programs. So we're all using this new technology and doing things slightly different than we did when we were working in our offices. We're also using technology in ways that we may never have used it before. So make sure you know how to use the programs and software prior to joining or setting up meetings. This allows you to maximize your time and be more efficient and effective when you are on those meetings. And just as a tip, Skillsoft and YouTube are great resources to learn about programs and software as well. And then lastly, take a moment to reward yourself. Celebrate the successes and accomplishments. This is a change and it can cause stressors. So make sure you pat yourself on the back when you complete a big project or clear a roadblock that you've faced. For example, something that I do is I still set my daily to-do list, and then when I am done with a certain task or project, it's really satisfying for me just to cross it off the list as I complete it. So figure out whatever reward works for you and do that. Those are my quick 8 tips on how to separate work from your home life. These Coug Connect topics are every single day, so try to join us tomorrow at 10 a.m., same time, same Zoom ID number. Joanne Green from UREC is going to teach us on how to do chair yoga. So thanks everybody for joining.